Hello, everyone. My name is Yongkang. I'm a lead cloud native IC at Kasten by Veeam. Today, I'm going to show you how to protect the containers running on Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster. So before I jump to the details, just to highlight what are the supported deployments. So Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster can be deployed from our on-premise VMware vSphere environment, or can be on AWS EC2 or in the multi-cloud environment. So majority of the scenarios are supported. So you can see the tick here. So VMware Tanzu on vSphere and on AWS EC2 or in the multi-cloud deployment. But there is a question mark here. So vSphere with Kubernetes. So if you're running vSphere 7 with Kubernetes, there is a little bit challenges. Right now, VMware did not expose the API to third party. So yeah, it's pretty new. Let's wait and see when VMware can expose the API to third party. So today, I'm going to show you how we can protect the Tanzu Kubernetes cluster running on AWS EC2. You only need about 3 minutes for all the tasks below. So by the automation scripts, it's called deploy.sh. So we're going to install Kasten K10 software. We're going to create a S3 object storage location. We're going to deploy a sample database, MongoDB. In this case, we're going to create a backup policy. We're going to run on-demand backup jobs. All of these, you just run this command, deploy.sh. It takes about 3 minutes. Let me jump to my VS Code. So now you can see I got one management cluster. If you run Tanzu management cluster get, you can see your management cluster is running on 1.21.2 provided by VMware. And if you run Tanzu cluster get and the workload cluster name, you can see also running the same version. Okay, now let's deploy. As I say, it only takes like around 3 minutes to complete the deployment. Yeah, while we're waiting for the deployment job to finish, let me come back to the slide deck. So let me continue here. So first of all, I will show you how to restore the MongoDB to a new namespace called mongodb-new. So I will do a live demo via the web console. And also you can monitor via the web UI, or you can also monitor the job status via the command line, basically via the kubectl. And after I restore the MongoDB to a new namespace, I will walk you through how to back up the newly restored database. In this case, the new namespace, mongodb-new. So again, I will do the live demo by the web UI, and we will create a backup policy for MongoDB-new. And we will run on-demand backup jobs. And again, we can monitor either by web UI or by the command line. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to cover now. Let me come back to the VS Code environment to see if the deployment finished yet. Oh, it's almost there. So as you can see from the screen, we are just finished. So this time it actually took 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Yeah, so 5 minutes, you can see. But by now, the job actually deployed. So just recap what we deployed here. We installed the Kasten K10 software. We created a sample database, MongoDB. We already configured the backup policy. And we also kick off the on-demand backup jobs here. So all of these by the API calls, by the automation scripts. I can show you the deployment scripts later. So as I say, I will make it publicly available by GitHub. By end of the script run, you can see you got the link here. That's where you can access the Kasten K10 web console. And before you click the link here, make sure you double click, and copy the token code, because we need the token code to log into the web console. So now let me click the link. So first time when you log in, you will be asked to paste the token code here. Click sign in. Now you log into the console. First time you will be asked your company name, your email address. Click accept. So now you log into custom web console. So first time you log in, you will be you given the chance to take a quick tour. I don't want to quick tour, so click on no thanks. And as you can see, I got the job is already kicked off. So where is my policy? Your policy actually it's on the way. We make this super simple. So the first tab, first card, it's called application. If I click applications, you can see this is all of my namespace. Since I'm running on Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster, so that's why you can see the TKG system namespace, TKG system public, and also Tanzu package repo global. So the workload which I'm protecting is called mongodb. That's sitting in a separate namespace. Right now, we already have a policy in place. The second card, it's called policy. We already have the backup policy configured, and it is running right now. I will come back to show you how to create a backup policy shortly. And where is my backup location? So when the backup happens, we actually take the snapshot of your container storage, including everything running from the Kubernetes cluster, all of your Kubernetes configurations, all of your application components, and also the persistent volume claims. But that actually, the production storage and the backup storage are sitting in the same bucket. So how to make it a highly reliable? So we allow to move the object, move to object storage. So if I go to the settings, you can see I've got a storage location configured. This is my AWS S3 location. Here is my bucket name. It's sitting on US East 2 region. So part of the policy I will show you shortly. Not only we do a snapshot of your container storage in that application, everything running from that particular namespace, we also allow it to move the snapshot to the object storage location. Let me come back to the dashboard and let's see if the job is finished yet. So the job, it is, if I click the job status, you will see I've got two subtasks here. The first subtask, we're doing the snapshot, that's the backup job. So you can see there are three tasks here, part of the backup. We're doing a snapshot of the workload, which is a MongoDB database. We're going to do the snapshot of the application configurations, plus all the application components. And by now, the job export job also finished. The export is move the snapshot to the object storage. Okay, since we already have the backup, now I can go back to the dashboard. I show you how to restore to a new namespace. But we do allow it to do the in-place restore back to the original namespace or do the granular restore. So if I click back to the application page here, I can see I got two restore points from MongoDB. Why two restore points? Because I got one copy sitting in the container storage, and the second copy actually moved to the object storage. So at the end of the day, we're allowed to restore from any one of the copy. If the production storage is, the whole environment is gone, you still got another copy sitting in the object storage. And then you can apply the object lock and the retention lock to make sure you can avoid the ransom attack. So for now, I just selected the local snapshot. I want to restore to a new namespace. So I give a new namespace, mongodb-new. I click to create a new namespace. If I don't want to do any advanced settings, you just click restore. But before I click the restore, I really want to show you how we can allow you to do the granular restore. So if I deselect all the specs, all the artifacts here, we actually give you the possibility, give you the capabilities to select if somebody deletes config maps or maybe secrets, your system is done. So we allow you to granularly recover just the individual objects. Maybe a service account somebody accidentally deleted. So your end user actually won't be able to access the service. So we'll allow you to do the granular restore. So for now, let me reselect all of these. I will do a restore to a new namespace. I click restore. I can go back to the dashboard to monitor the status. So shortly you can see the restore process is already kicked off. And if you want to monitor from the command, I can come back to the VS Code. I will come back to VS Code. Give me 1 second. Let me come back to my VS Code environment. So around the kubectl get namespace, you can see the new namespace mongodb-new. It was created 83 seconds ago. If I do the monitor of the port status, mongodb-new, you can see it wasn't restored yet. Let's watch the status. Let me check the port status of the newly created namespace mongodb-new. So you can see the restored database. It actually already restored 16 seconds ago. But if I come back to the dashboard, you can see the restore job also finished. It took already 58 seconds. If I come back to the dashboard applications count, you can see the new application, MongoDB-new, it's already been created. So remember, I just showed you how to restore the MongoDB to a new namespace. It's so simple, so easy to restore. But now, the newly restored database, you also need to back them up. So I'm going to show you how to create a backup policy. So just click port MongoDB create policy. You already been given a name for the policy. If I do the snapshot, you can do hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or you can do the advanced settings. From advanced settings, you can select all the 5 minutes. Literally, we're allowed to do the snapshot every 5 minutes. So the RPO is 5 minutes. If you really want to make it a 2 minutes, 1 minute, it is also possible. I will show you shortly. And you can set the retentions based on your requirement. By default, we already give you some recommendations. That's only one part. I want to move the snapshot to object storage. I enable backup by snapshot exports. And it select your export location. In this case, my AWS S3. And there are some advanced options how to select the applications. You can choose the individual namespace, or you can do the label base. As long as you match this label, let's say you match the instance label MongoDB, so we will automatically capture the newly created database. If you have a new database created, match this label, we will automatically apply this policy. So before I click create the policy, I want to show you we also allow you to select all the resources. By default, we back up everything from that namespace. We also allow you to filter the resource. It's very important. Sometimes you might want to exclude the secrets because the secrets was dynamically generated during runtime. You can exclude the secret. You might also want to apply the label-based exclusion. That is also possible. I'm not going to apply filter right now. Just leave it as all resources. Before I click the create a policy, I want to show you how you can create the policy by the command and use the YAML file. So if I click YAML file here, you can see this is a YAML file. So I'm going to make a copy to my clipboard. I will cancel here because I really want to show you how to create the policy from a command. I go back to my VS Code environment. I create the policy name. Let's say mongodb policy YAML file. And I paste the YAML file here and I save it. And then all I need to do is I just keep CTO, apply the YAML file. Sorry, there is a typo. So I keep CTO, apply the YAML file. This will allow you to automate how to create the policy. You can see the policy has been created. And if I go back to the dashboard, do a refresh, you can see the policy also created here. So that's how simple it is. If instead of I'm waiting for the next scheduled job, I can immediately run the job. After I click run once, go back to the dashboard, you can see the backup job already kicked off. So that will be back to the original, the very first job. We are now running the backup for the newly restored database. So if you really want to check what exactly we back them up, so you can click the job, and from here you can see. If I click the job status, you can see here is what we captured here. Not only we capture your persistent volume claims, the volume snapshot, we also capture all of the Kubernetes configurations, including the namespace, the secrets, config maps, and service accounts, everything from your Kubernetes cluster we captured here. So that's why when it comes to a restore, we allow you to granularly restore the individual resources. Yeah, that's about the backup and the restore. As I said, after the backup finish, and we will automatically kick off the export job to move the snapshot to the object storage. So right now, it is why there are two jobs. Yeah, well, actually, it just happened. The scheduled job kicked off, and I also run manually the job. So but there shouldn't be problems. We just back up the job twice. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much how Kasten makes life easier for the containerized workloads, for the backup, for the restore. And yeah, that's about for this time. And let me come back to my slide deck. So coming back to the slide deck, we already did how to do the restore of the MongoDB running on Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster, and we already covered how to backup the newly restore the database. So there is a little bit of reference materials. You can check how to create it. If you don't have the Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster, I recorded a YouTube video to show you how to create a Tanzu Kubernetes Cluster from our AWS running on EC2 instance. So if you click the link, create TKGm.Yongkang.com, there is a YouTube video to cover how to create the Tanzu Kubernetes cluster in AWS EC2. And how to deploy the deploy.sh, as I say, I will make it publicly available from GitHub. So here is a link to my GitHub page. You just go to g.yongkang.cloud. And for more information about Kasten, you can visit docs.kasten.io. If you want to learn more about Kasten and also basic Kubernetes concepts to gain a little bit hands-on experiences on Kasten, so go to learning.kasten.io. Yeah, that's all for this time. Coming next, I will show you how to migrate an application. Could be from on-premise, it could be from other cloud to Tanzu Kubernetes workload cluster. Yeah, with that, thank you very much for your time. and I hope it is useful to you. Feel free to connect to me via LinkedIn. Feel free to email me if you have any suggestions or any questions. Thank you very much. Have a good day.